Hello, this is Yaso, and how are you guys doing today? um, Today I'm gonna be doing a video on what inspired my style and how I got to this point where I like the way that I draw and all that stuff. Really, there's a lot of things that have inspired my current style, but my my drawing techniques and everything like that have changed throughout the years. I think I started drawing when I was maybe around 8 or 9. Like that's when really started to draw more and more. That's when like I started like just making piles and piles of drawings. And at that time, I think I was drawing mostly like dragons and unicorns and stuff like that. So it's completely different from the stuff that I draw now. Um, I started drawing like actual people and anime and stuff like that. I think around like the first year of middle school, first or second year of middle school. I think that's when I started drawing like fan art of things like Final Fantasy 9. I started drawing fan art of like Rurouni Kenshin and Neon Genesis Evangelion, even though I don't like that anime. I actually don't like Neon Genesis. I think it's really boring, and a lot of people will hate me for that, but you know what? To each their own. But anyways, I did draw like some fan art before that when I was like maybe like 6 or 7. It was like crappy little like drawings, but I mean, I was really, 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 really into Saint Seiya, or if you're from Venezuela or any Spanish speaking country, Los Caballeros del Zodiaco. And I used to draw a lot of fan art of that. My favorite character was Andromeda Shun, and I loved how androgynous he was. I had like a huge crush on him, and I was like, ooh, he's a pretty boy. I'm gonna draw my girls as pretty as him. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's probably like one of my first inspirations was actually Andromeda Shun, because like he's very androgynous, and a lot of the male characters I draw now are androgynous. Though I am trying very hard to learn how to do more masculine type of characters, because I want to include, you know, a huge diverse cast in my comics and stuff like that. So so I'm still working on that, but I would say like the very first thing that inspired me when I was young was Saint Seiya, and also Candy Candy. I don't know. I don't think it ever aired in the States. That's another thing that I watched when I was in Venezuela. It was like a if you're ever curious, go look it up. I'm gonna put up a picture here of what it looks like. It's very much like a shoujo drama kind of deal. It's like my very first introduction to anime. That was Candy Candy. Um, I'm sorry if you hear noises in the background. That's my cat just being a general jerk. Um, but yeah, Candy Candy and Saint Seiya were probably like the first few animes that I started watching when I was like a wee tiny child. But the first like fan art stuff that I started to draw was Sailor Moon and Kenshin, I think. Yeah, I think so. Um, for like my current stuff, I think I'm very heavily influenced by uh and this is like my opinion. Like if you think that my art style looks completely different from what I'm saying, like that's totally fine. But I think that I'm inspired by things like Gainax, Trigger, Studio Ghibli kinda, sorta. There's a lot of Twitter artists that I follow that inspire me every day. A lot of Tumblr artists that I follow that inspire me every day. I'm not really that into Western cartoon style, even though like people tell me to try it. I don't want to. Like you can't really force me to do something I don't want to do, right? So I'm not gonna do it. Maybe one day I'll try and do something more Western, but honestly, I was told my entire life that I would get nowhere with my style, so I should change it, and to that I say screw it. There comes a point in your life where you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Screw you. whatever. Let's move on. um, so yeah, my style like fluctuates. I like a lot of things are differently inspired by influenced by different things. I would try to say different and influenced at the same time. Go me. Um, so for example, like my line art could look a little bit more shoujo. Like I lean more towards like shoujo manga, shoujo anime, stuff like that. Like that influences my line art a lot. My color, I'm not gonna I'll be completely honest. My coloring style probably is influenced by some adult artists. And what I mean about that is that, 18 and up, you know, so kids don't look at this kind of stuff kind of deal. But I don't just look at that stuff for fun recreational purposes. I look at that stuff because they had to study anatomy, and I want to see how they do it. And even though like I can just look at a naked body, like an actual naked body, I want to see what their coloring techniques are, and so far and so on. Like their coloring techniques on a naked body can be translated into um you know just the coloring techniques used overall, like on a naked or closed body. So I'm influenced by a few artists that I cannot name because I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not monetized or anything like that, so it's not like I'm worried about that. I just don't want to get in trouble. But if you're older and you would like to know what these are, I could tell you. If you DM me on Twitter or Tumblr, I might, just let you know, hey, these are the artists that influenced me, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe you can tell by the way that I color, who knows. So that's like an overall, like, what influenced my current style. But to be honest, like it's growing, and I feel like it changes every time that I do something new. And that's totally completely fine, because in most cases people look for someone who, like, if you're looking to do art as a job, most of the time people look for someone who's versatile. So if your style fluctuates, don't worry about it. Like, that's a good thing. That's a good thing that your style fluctuates. It means that you're open to new ideas, and you're open to learn new techniques and new things to incorporate in your artwork. And that's perfectly fine. A lot of young people I noticed freak out when they're like, man, I can't draw the same face twice. And it's like, well, you should work on that, but that's totally fine if you can't, because that means that your style is, fluctual, is still growing, and you're not there yet. And in order to continue drawing the style that you like to draw, just trace over the same drawing that you did, that you liked so much. Just trace over it and just kind of build that muscle memory, and be like, all right, this is what I like. This is how I want my artwork to look like for now on. Just, retrace it, tweak it a little bit if you want, redo it, try to do the same face over and over again if that's what you want. If you want to do a comic or something like that, and you want to work on animation or something, and you have to do the same thing over and over again, tracing is probably the only way that you're probably going to be able to just redo the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm not too worried about it. I have drawn my characters for so long that I feel like I am pretty consistent on how they look. They do fluctuate a little bit. I've noticed, like in the past couple drawings I've made. Like Ren, for example, she looks a little bit more childish in that picture, and I should make her a little bit more mature. But that's just things that happen, and that's totally fine. Another way to develop your style is to just, take one thing from one artist that you like and try to incorporate it into your drawings. So, for example, earlier I said that I like some adult artists, the way they color. I try to incorporate the way they color into my normal drawings. You know what I mean? And same thing for line art. Like, if you're reading a comic or a manga, or if you're watching an anime or something, and you're like, man, like, I really like the way these characters look. Like, is it the coloring? Is it the line art? try to do it the same way they do it, and you know, go from there. As far as anatomy goes, that's a completely different thing. You have to study that on your own, do some figure drawings and all that stuff. But style wise comes down to the line art and the coloring, in my opinion. And that's how I do it. I just look at what I like and I'm like, all right, I like that. I'm gonna try to incorporate that into my drawing, and that's how I developed the style that I currently am most comfortable with. However, it does change. So to say that I have a style, quote unquote, is kind of strange. Like, I don't like saying that I have a style because it's like it's always changing. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's a basic, very basic gist of how I came to be, how I got to this point right now. Who knows? Maybe within a week it'll change. Maybe within a year, a month, a day. But you know, like that's the beauty of art. Just it's always changing, and it's totally fine. And my phone is blowing up right now. Holy crap. Anyways, I've rambled on long enough. I hope this video was a little bit useful or helpful or whatever. I'm trying to be a little bit more active. It's hard with like this weather and like things happening. Like I got food poisoning and my finger like got all jacked up last week, and it's just not been a good like month for me so far. So yeah, let's hope that the rest of the year turns out to be better, and look forward to more videos that are coming up. As far as streaming goes, I'm still trying to figure out like a scheduling for it. Like I my life is so hectic right now that I'm just trying to figure out like when I can sit down for a couple of hours and stream like comfortably. Most of the time I will be streaming with my friend because I don't really like streaming by myself because I am a big baby. But anyways, that's enough talking for now, I think. I hope this video was useful again. If you liked it, please let me know. And if you have any other suggestions for videos, please let me know down below. And yeah, that's it for this one. And remember, if you want to start drawing or anything like that, or pursue an art career, or just pursue the arts in general, just pick up that pencil and just do it. There's nothing stopping you. Just keep doing what you like to do. Don't stop. Alright guys, have a good day. Bye-bye.